Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be talking a little bit about Diablo 4 and Path of Exile 2 in this video. So first off, I just wanted to hit on Diablo 4. It was a pretty big announcement that they just announced today with the expansion coming on October 8th. And we knew it was coming out, or supposedly it was coming out by the end of 2024. You just never really know because a lot of times things get pushed back a little bit. I thought it could potentially be early to like mid 2025, just with all the issues that Diablo 4 has been facing. So, just typically there's more build up to announcements like these, or, um, you know, hints that it's coming. So, kind of took me by surprise just to see it pop out today. So first off, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, really appreciate it. Helps me out. Hit 1,000 subs recently. Now we're gonna go for 2,000. So with that out of the way, one of the things that really struck me about this expansion is, and I said it in a previous video, if they only come out with one class, one new class, I think the game is gonna be in pretty bad shape. And the only exception I kind of thought to that would be is if it was just basically like the Diablo 2 Paladin and it had a hammered in build. I mean, everybody loves hammered ins. That was really the only thing I thought that people would play the game just to play hammered in. Like, it's funny enough, but it's true. People would play just for hammered in. This class, to me, this Spiritborn class looks like trash. Um, I mean, it basically sounds like, I mean, maybe it's going to be like a Javazon. Um, but I mean, I mean, we've got like a guy dressed up sort of like a jaguar here with like a glaive. I mean, I don't know if he's going to use a shield, but I mean, hopefully they're going to announce another class. I think this is not good. The game is not going to This is not going to bring players back to the game. To me, it just visually, it has so much overlap with what I would consider to be a druid that, like, I don't feel like it's filling any archetype that's currently missing. It's just sort of like some weird new hybrid looking class that, I'm assuming it's potentially going to be like a Javazon, but I just don't really know. Um, because it says he's going to battle with styles and mystical synergies that could only be awakened beneath the jungle canopy. So, whatever that means. You know, Unfortunately, and then we've got like one new area. I guess this is like, I don't know what this is going to be. Is it going to be like a raid? But I really dislike this character, Narelle. I hope she dies. Not really going to go too much deeper into it than that. Like, just a trash character. Really shouldn't be the focus of a Diablo story, in my opinion. And, Mephisto corrupting her, like, eh, is just not an interesting subject that I think doesn't deserve an expansion. Diablo 2 is all about the hero from Diablo 1 being corrupted and turning into Diablo. Um, Now we've just got some like teenage girl that Mephisto's like trying to possess, and like nobody really cares. These mercenaries, like, we've got this ugly old woman. I mean, this guy is like probably the only decent looking design, in my opinion. Like, he reminds me of an Act 2 mercenary with a big shield. We've got some little like goat boy with like a fireball, and then just this like ugly looking dude with a bow. Like, where's my hot like rogue, like big titty character? Um, or like, why can't this chick be hot? Like, why does she have to look like a 50 to 60-year-old like menopausal woman? Like, it's just, I can't even like click on these pictures to get like bigger views. There's no artwork to like kind of give me an idea of what we're dealing with. We've got pets. Um, so yeah, I mean, this is all the information we have. Like, there's a trailer. Uh, but they let you pre-purchase the game. It's there's a $40 version, a $60 version, and like a $90 version of the pre-purchase. I'll go ahead and play the trailer for you. Um, we'll just have it in the background here while I kind of continue to discuss sort of my disappointments with Diablo 4. And actually, you know what? Never mind. You've probably already seen the trailer. I'm not going to play it. But what I do want to play is gonna be so Path of Exile, of course, not to be outdone. They, they had to drop this, so we've got a new class coming. I can't tell if this is just a witch or if it's actually like the new class they're announcing.
I'm certainly not supposed to be here. How exciting.
But I'm way more hyped up about this than I am about anything in Diablo 4. When we look at Diablo 4, I kind of figured out what's wrong with the game in general, and I'll just briefly hit on that, and then say why I think Path of Exile 2 is just going to be incredibly successful, while Diablo 4 is, probably, not a good game. Whether it's monetarily successful, I can't really guess. I mean, it's got the name recognition. It may sell copies. I mean, a lot of people will buy Diablo 4 and play Path of Exile 2, and which one they spend more time in, it awaits to be seen. But I think most people are gonna that are serious ARPG fans are gonna favor Path of Exile 2. So with Diablo 4, the main issue that I see is that the campaign sucks. The story, the first time I played through it, I enjoyed it, but the story is not good. Focusing on this character Narelle is just not interesting. She's should not be the focus of the story. Um, you know, I'm not going to go into all the reasons why I think it's bad, but I mean, I think most people can kind of tell what the issue is. Like the character is just there for the message, not to tell a good story, and anytime that happens, it's almost always bad. I can't really think of any example where something like that was done and ended up being good, a good story or a good game or just good art. Usually when it's forced, it's just it's not good. That's really all there is to it. So the campaign's so bad that they had to basically remove it from the game, and probably no one that plays the game now wants to play the campaign. And it's unfortunate because when you think of how much time and resources were spent into developing that portion of the game, just to be played one time is just awful. When you look at Path of Exile, you play through the campaign. No one, I think, complains at all about playing through the Path of Exile campaign. Um, in fact, I think you strategize on how you're going to progress through the campaign and how quickly you can do it, and then you hit your maps and your end game content, and the formula works. Everyone likes the formula. I don't think I've ever seen really anyone ever have an issue with that formula. It worked in Diablo 1, it worked in Diablo 2, and then they changed it in Diablo 3 and it failed miserably. It was like an on rails story, and it was bad. Diablo 4 didn't take a lesson, didn't learn a lesson from Diablo 3, did the same, repeated the same mistakes. The story is bad, it takes too long to get through the campaign. There's all these unskippable cutscenes, unskippable dialogue. Same with all the blue quests. Everybody hates the Altars of Lilith. Everybody hates the reputation grind, so they took all that stuff out. Just a huge waste of development time. You know, don't develop something that's so bad that you have to remove it from the game in order to get people to come back to your game. Now, granted, Diablo 4 was a little bit better this last season than previous seasons because they kind of fixed some of the stuff on the gear, but I was playing it and it started to get to the point where I felt like I had to like force myself to play it, and I stepped back and took a little break, and then it kind of dawned on me. I realized what the problem was. So basically, by probably level 30, level 40, definitely by World Tier 3, you have fully fleshed out your build. You've got all the legendary powers you want. There's nothing more for you to do in Diablo 4. That's it. Game's over. Your build is complete. The only thing for you to do now is to chase bigger numbers. So you can continue to play the game. Um, the gameplay stays the same. There is no really challenges or anything other than just like you getting bigger numbers to kill like higher health monsters. And, you know, none of that alters your gameplay. It's literally just stacking more stats, more damage, more defenses, and that is the rest of the game. There's not really any power spikes in the game like there are in other ARPGs. It's just a very sort of like homogenized, like watered down experience. Every other game has like way more classes. You've also, on top of that, got your um, your ascendancy classes, and then last epoch you've got a whole bunch of different classes. You've got three subclasses for each one. You can mix and match the skills. Path of Exile 2, you've got multiple classes, um, with three ascendancies, different ways to play the game, different ways to build your character, game altering abilities, effects, passives, etc. And even in Diablo 2, you've got each class with like three different skill trees that kind of gives you the flavor of each class. And then you come to Diablo 4, really there's no difference between like my barbarian and your barbarian aside from just what abilities we decided to pick. Unfortunately, like the gameplay is basically the same. Every class has like one, maybe two builds that are like top tier, and that's it. Um, you like I said, you get the legendary powers you want. Your gameplay, like that's your gameplay for the rest of your time playing the game. Nothing is going to change. You're just getting bigger numbers, and you know that is what it is. It's just not the ARPG that we were hoping for, that I was hoping for. And I think Path of Exile 2 is really gonna like just rock Diablo 4. They kind of leaked the beta release date for Path of Exile 2 in an interview just recently, so it sounds like it's happening in November on PC and console. So right after Diablo 4 comes out, I almost think that Diablo 4 like rushed this announcement, because when you look at their, this class here, we have to wait until July 18th, which as of right now from the announcement is over a month away. It's like little over 5 weeks away to learn anything about this class. Why would you announce the game and not have any more information for the class other than this like artwork here and um like the name of the class? That's basically all we've got. So I really feel like this announcement was rushed, and I think it was like rushed out, because of course they're more than willing to let you pre-purchase the game, and from what I can tell, at least on Steam, it says it's not refundable. I don't know about these other platforms. I don't think you can pre-order it right now on console. Not sure about on BattleNet. I didn't check there because I didn't want to accidentally like pre-purchase it, because I don't even think I'm gonna purchase it at this point. Nothing I've seen is worth $40 to me. Like there's got to be a point where we draw a line in the sand with like Blizzard, like stop releasing crap. Like I'm to the point. I mean, I've stopped buying most of what Blizzard puts out these days, but I thought I would give Diablo 4 a chance because I thought like that that they may have learned some lessons and that they were trying to do right by the fans. And I don't think that what they're doing is like done with ill intentions, but it's just, you know, it's not what it should be, and it's not as good as it should be. Like there's got to be a point in the like we draw a line in the sand and say, hey, like stop releasing garbage. I'm not going to pay $40 like for one class um, after your failed launch of the original game that they've just barely like within the last few weeks kind of got it to a point that feels like, hey, if this was how the game released in a 1.0 state, like at launch, it may have been, um, acceptable. But really, the game had about a life cycle of 1 to 2 months when it released, and since then, like it's just been downhill until till now. So like it took 1 year um, to sort of get a little bit of a rebound, which to me is just awful. And really, probably they're only making those changes because they knew they were gonna be trying to get this expansion out, and they had to try and do something just like damage control to bring people back to get them interested to potentially purchase this next expansion. And when we compare this to Path of Exile 2, I mean, Path of Exile 2, it's going to be free to play, completely free to play. They've said in the past, like everything that all your cosmetics, all your stash tabs, everything from PoE 1 is going to transfer over directly into PoE 2. So, like everything that I've, already acquired in PoE 1, I'll have in PoE 2, which is huge. Um, and it like it just makes it feel like GGG actually respects our time and our money, um, in a way where it's like, hey, like they're not gonna come in and make us like buy a bunch more stash tabs at the launch of the game because we like they already know we've got a ton of stash tabs. So like if they really wanted us to like shell out some money, they would say, "Oh, sorry, like it's a new game now. You're gonna have to like get stash tabs for this too. Like, sorry, your PoE 1 stash tabs like that's no good in PoE 2." But no, they're like, "Hey, we're gonna let you carry over everything from PoE 1, including all your cosmetics." Like that's a lot of development that they have to do to bring that stuff over into PoE 2. And like that's not it's not like we're paying them to do that or that we're purchasing this game. It's going to be free to play. And then like there'll be supporter packs and like cosmetics and stash tabs. Um and that's all completely optional. Nothing besides stash tabs has any impact on gameplay, and even the stash tabs is like you could if you really wanted to play the game without getting stash tabs. To me it's like they're so convenient, and when you catch them on sale it's like basically doesn't cost you anything. And I want to support the game because it's a good game. So like I have no qualms with that at all. Like they have to make money somehow, and it's by far the most ethical game, like free to play game. Like it's even more ethical than Diablo 4. I mean, Diablo 4 is like got a huge box price. It's got an expansion now a year and a half after launch, and they're still charging you like $30 to $50 for a skin. It's ridiculous. But anyways, so Path of Exile 2, I think, is going to be fantastic. Um, even their website here is just looks so much better than Diablo 4. Um, like, I mean, this looks bad. Like, I don't think I would put this on my website like this here too. Like, this does not look like something that I would want in a Diablo 4 game or in a Diablo game in general. And like this class, in my opinion, looks stupid. Um, doesn't really do it for me. I mean, this to me, this looks awesome. Like, yes, I want to smash. Like, I want to smash some bad guys. Um, even Ranger, not really my class. Huntress, not really my class. Sorceress, like, still looks legit. Like, I like elemental stuff every now and again when I get tired of like smashing stuff. Not really my type of class, but like the monk I think is pretty legit. Like crushing stuff with your fists or a staff, I can get behind that. And then the druid, like yes, like I'm all about that druid life. I'm all about the smashing life, the druid life, and the like breaking things with your fists life. Um, like that's kind of interesting. I would play that. I probably would never play the Ranger or the Huntress, but that's just me. So, I mean, we just look through here and the end game, Diablo 4 is a bad end game. Like it's a joke, really. Path of Exile, Path of Exile 2, like the game is all about bossing, and that's where Diablo 4 just really falls short. Hopefully, I just don't know if they can do anything to fix Diablo 4 at this point. Like, it's going to take them so much time to do anything. Um, I mean, I don't know why they can't just release like a campaign with a good story and like keep the annoying characters out of it. Like the annoying, just like check the box diversity characters out of it that have nothing to do with the game. Like, think who your audience is and like are we going to relate to a like 13 or 14-year-old girl? Probably not. Like there is nothing that we are going to relate to with a 13 or 14-year-old girl. There's nothing that we're going to be interested in with just sort of like the 13 or 14-year-old girl that's got like some mommy issues and her dad is just like not there. Um, I hope it's not going to be another situation like in Diablo 3 where it's like you find out that Leah or whatever her name was like Diablo's daughter, and then Diablo possesses her. Like maybe this chick is like Mephisto's daughter, and he's possessing her as well. Um, I mean, who knows? It's just it's stupid. Like it's I don't know. I don't know. I don't get why. Like it's just mind-boggling to me how everything that was cool um, and good when I was younger is now just being, subverted and ruined. I mean, almost every franchise that I grew up enjoying is like purposefully being destroyed at this point and like subverted and just made into you know, something that I can't take seriously anymore, or even enjoy. It's like, let's say you've been going to like your favorite restaurant, getting your favorite, food item. Since you were a kid, you got a lot of fond memories of it, and now you go to the restaurant and it just comes out. There's just a big turd on your plate, and they're like, "Hey, like this is your favorite. Like it's exactly what you ordered." And you're like, "Well, no. Where's my food? Like I didn't order a turd." And they're like, "Oh, well, we got some new chefs, and like they just wanted to, try some new stuff, and like here's just big turd on your plate." Like it's just gaslighting at its core. Like everything is just gaslighting now. It's awful. It's no good. Um, and it just sucks. So unfortunately, hopefully, at least we've got Path of Exile too, I guess. So I can't complain too much. But let me know what your guys' thoughts are. I'm curious to hear it down in the comments below. Like, what are you looking forward to Diablo 4, Path of Exile 2? What do you think is gonna be better? Are you gonna play both? Let me know. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And remember to give them the D.